Hi guys, on behalf of our group, I would like to welcome you here today. I'm Nadila Fitria. I'm a biology student at Syahwala University. And my friend,
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi guys, I'm Larska and I'm also a biology education student at Syahwala University. Still, it has been a long time since we met in person since the COVID-19 holiday. Besides that, we also have to do social distancing to the people around us to avoid contracting COVID. How are you there, Neil?
I'm fine. Just keep healthy so we can meet back at the camp if this is all over. By the way, I really miss the mood of college.
Also miss our class. So, what are we going to tell our viewers today?
Well, today we would like to outline promoting the asking of research question in a high school biotechnology inquiry-oriented program.
Wow, that is a very interesting topic. So, what are we going to cover?
I will start with some general information. Question is an important scientific practice, and students around the world are expected to learn how to ask their own research question. Perhaps we think of asking a question as of a little importance, so that we often take it for granted. While asking question is so helpful when doing research that these questions will later build and develop student knowledge about research. So learning to ask research question is very important. This can be done by applying an inquiry study model. Okay, what is an inquiry? Inquiry is a learning that involves the maximum of all students' ability to search out and search something, object, human, or events systematically, critical, logical, analytical, so they can formulate their own findings with confidence. Normally conducted at school, the research questions are given to the student, but in inquiry learning models, students are asking their own question. In other words, learning is more centered on students, but teachers still participate in the role of providing guidelines, facilitator, and inspiring question. Guidance is given indirectly by using the right question and answer strategy. Here, we characterize the teaching and learning of research question asking in the context of an innovative, inquiry-oriented program for high school biotechnology majors. So, on purpose, it is so be expected that students will be able to formulate their own research question. Okay, let's move on to methodology.
Thanks, Dila. I'll take over to explain. This research was conducted by grade 11 students for an inquiry programs majoring in biotechnology entitled Biotech. About 2 months into the biotech programs, the class goes to the research institute for a preliminary experiment. At this stage, the student met a scientist from one of the participating research laboratories and visit that laboratory. Two biotechnology teachers and their students were chosen for this study by convenience samplings. The teachers, Sam Arabica, that is not their real names, were experienced biotechnology and biology teachers. Their students participate in the biotech program during the 2012 to 2013 academic year. One of the methods of investigating classroom discourse is the communicative approach. The communicative approach analytical framework was developed by Mortimer and Scott to examine and classify types of classroom discourse. This approach focuses on the teacher-student interaction that serves to develop student ideas and understanding in the classrooms. The firm's work is based on sociocultural principle, according to which individual learning and understanding is influenced by the social interaction, context, and the role of language during classrooms. Central to the communicative approach are the dialogic or authoritative and interactive or non-interactive dimensions. The dialogic or authoritative dimension determines whether the teacher acts as a transmitter of knowledge, embodied in one scientific meaning, or adopts a dialogic instructions that encourage exploration of different views and ideas to develop shared meaning of new knowledge. In an authoritative discourse, the discussion close to other voice, having fixed intent and control outcomes. In a dialogic discourse, the teacher encourages the student to express their ideas and debate their point of view. The discussion is open and may include several different views. The intent of the dialogic discourse is generative, and the outcomes is unknown. The discursive move used by the teacher during the lesson are pivotal in navigating the classroom's discussion and promoting meaningful discourse, as well as for providing collaborative feedbacks. Among the various teacher moves, teachers' question play an important role in the student learning, as they scaffold students' thinking and understanding and encourage their involvement in the classroom discourse. One way of classifying teacher question is an open or closed. Open questions, in which the teacher probes for student ideas without expecting a specific known answer, promote dialogic discourse and increase student involvement in the discussion. In contrast, closed questions require the student to recall factual knowledge and lead to authoritative discourse that does not promote student meaningful learning. This research focused on the discourse in two classrooms during world-class discussion in lesson designed to teach students how to ask their research questions. To be classified as a research question, the following criteria are required. Number one, answering the question requires a hands-on investigation and data collection. And number two, the question includes a specific measurable dependent variable, a specific manipulate a dependent variable and the connection between them. And number three, the answer to the question is unknown to the student. Questions that did not meet at all these criteria were classified as non-research questions. Student questions were statistically analyzed using Pearson Egg-2 test of independence. A effect size was calculated for standardized differences between two mean of percentage of research questions in each class using Cohen's D. Student questions prior to the lesson were matched and compared to the research question they were during the peer critical activity and to the final research question that they investigated during the biotech programs. Classification of the student question was validated by four science education researchers who rate a sample of about 10% of the questions. Writers were asked to classify the question as research or non-research. More than 18 agreements was achieved between the writers. Debatable questions were further discussed among the authors until full agreement was reached. Okay, the result of this experiment Sam's communicative approach was largely authoritative and not interactive during world class discussions. His authoritative approach is in the fact that he presents students only to state their opinions or set questions and hypotheses and does not allow students to voice their own ideas. Some lessons included only a few teacher questions for students. That is two quiz questions with specific answer and only one questions. Low student instruction during the lesson and six teacher long speech app. And a long question speech that take place during the lesson. Sam doesn't ask question and doesn't involve student in the discussions. His voice was the only voice heard. Most of the discourse during class discussion is Sam's. 99% teachers talk. And Rebecca's communicative approach is largely dialogic and interactive. She posed first 56 questions with 14 plus questions that encourage students to develop their thinking and provide their own opinion, and 28 open-ended questions that require specific answer. The interaction between Rebecca and her students often come during class discussion, and students are very involved in discussions because 95% of teachers speak.
Summarize the main points of my talk. A student-centered contribute a teaching strategy can to the development of students' ability to ask research questions in an inquiry-oriented high school program.
So that was our presentation, guys. Thank you very much for listening. And if you have any question, please comment